Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello dear students, welcome again in part 2, GMP guidelines for sterile product and manufacturing, and I am Dr. Mona Semalti from HNB Garhwal University, Srinagar Garhwal. So dear students, welcome all of you in part 2 of special requirements regarding manufacturing of sterile product and manufacturing. Okay, so in this module we will discuss about sterile preparations. They need the special guidelines with reference to the manufacturing process, container closures, raw material, water. Okay, so all these things we will discuss in this module. So dear students, this is your learning outcome. After going through from this module, you will come to know about water and steam system requirement for parenteral manufacturing and manufacturing process, form fill seal technology, blow fill seal technology, filtration, sterilization, dry heat autoclaving and moist heat sterilization, and finally completion and finalization of sterile product, as well as about its closure and containers requirement. So when we are talking about parenteral preparations or sterile product manufacturing, when we are talking about, okay, so water and steam system, this plays a very important role because injectables, sterile preparations, any injection we talk about is a aqueous, mostly aqueous. There are non-aqueous preparations also, but aqueous system. Okay, an aqueous system comprises of water and steam system. So that is why this is very important here. Potable water should meet the microbiological specifications of not more than 500 CFU per ml and indicating the absence of individual pathogenic microorganism. Okay, like E. coli, Salmonella, and Staphylococcus aureus and Pseudomonas aeruginosa per 100 ml sample shall be used for preparation of purified water. Purified water preparation by demineralization shall meet the microbiological specifications of not more than 100 CFU per ml. Okay, and it indicates the absence of pathogenic microorganisms in 100 ml. Now, water for injection. Okay. So dear students, we are not discussing here the preparation of water for injection and sterile water for injection. Okay, I'm just discussing the specific requirements of the water. Okay, this while manufacturing also we go for certain QC quality assurance test regarding this. Okay, that the conductivity should be less than 1 micromolar, that it should have this much of CFU per ml limit. Okay, so water for what for water for injection? Water for injection, okay, it shall be prepared from the potable water or purified water meeting the above specifications by distillation. First thing. Second thing, water for injection shall meet the microbiological specifications of not more than 10 CFU per 100 ml. Okay, so And water for injection shall also meet the IP specifications for water for injection and shall have endotoxin level of not more than 0.25 EU per ml. Okay. Next is water for injection for manufacturing of liquid injectables shall be freshly collected from the distillation plant or from the storage or circulation loop where the temperature is maintained at 70 degrees centigrade. Okay. This we also study in water management system. When the water which is prepared, which is stored, the storage conditions for water recommends us that it should maintain the temperature at least 70 degrees centigrade. Okay, so from that source only water should be collected. Water for non-injectable sterile products like eye drop shall meet the IP specifications for purified water. Okay, and in addition to that, the microbiological specifications of not more than 10 CFU per 100 ml. Okay, 100 ml and absence of Pseudomonas aeruginosa and Enterobacter coli in 100 m shall also be met. Water for injection shall be stored in a steam jacketed stainless steel container or tank suitable of suitable size, and the tank shall have the hydrophobic bacterial retention with 0.2 micron vent filter, and written procedure and program of sanitization of different water systems should be including the storage tank should be maintained, and there should be a written microbiological monitoring program for this system. Written microbiological monitoring program for different types of water should be there, and the document is maintained. Steam coming in contact with the product primary container and other product contact surfaces shall be sterile and pyrogen free. Okay. Manufacturing process. So the next topic which we are going to discuss is manufacturing process. So the manufacturing process of sterile product should be carried out only in area under defined conditions. Bulk raw material shall be monitored for bioburden periodically. Bioburden of bulk solution prior to the membrane filtration shall be monitored periodically, and a limit of not more than 100 CFU per ml is recommended for this. Okay, washed containers shall be sterilized immediately before use. Okay, next is the next topic in this is the time between the start of preparation of the solution and its sterilization or filtration through microorganism retaining filter shall be minimized. Okay, this is very important. We are sterilizing the equipment and the process and everything we are validating, and we are starting the manufacturing process after a long gap. Okay, so this will not work actually. It should be minimum. As and when we start and we see all the facilities are foolproof, immediately we have to start the manufacturing process. So there shall be a set of maximum permissible time limit that during within this time limit you have to start the manufacturing process. Okay, now gases coming in contact with the sterile product shall be filtered through two 0.22 micron hydrophobic filter connected in series. Each lot of finished product it shall be filled in one continuous operation. All these measures are necessary just to avoid any contamination, because we can't take chance of any trace amount of contamination, especially when we are dealing with the sterile products. Okay. Special care shall be exercised while filling the product, because at each step, this is very important: preparation, filling, storage, sealing, and final packaging. At any point, the product may get contaminated. So this is important. Powder form, and here we are talking about that the special care should be made when we are filling the powder form, as not to contaminate the environment using transfer of powder to filling machine hopper. Okay, next is form fill seal technology or blow fill seal technology. Okay, form fill seal units are specially built automated machines in which in one continuous operation the containers are formed from thermoplastic granules, filled and then sealed. Blow fill seal units are machines in which the containers are molded, blown, preformed in separate clean rooms by continuous operations. Okay, so form fill seal and blow fill seal machines are used in the manufacturing of the products for terminally sterilized shall be installed in at least grade C environment, and the filling zone within the machine shall fulfill grade A requirement. Terminally sterilized product. Preparation of primary packing materials such as glass bottle, ampoules and rubber stopper shall be done at least in grade C environment. Okay, where there is an unusual risk to the product from microbiological contamination. So this operation shall be done in grade C environment. Filling of product requiring terminal sterilization shall be done under grade A environment with a grade C background. Okay, preparation of solutions which are to be sterilized by filtration shall be done in grade C environment, and if not to be filtered, the preparation of the material of the product shall be in grade A environment with grade B background. So dear students, just here recall the different grades which we discussed in last module. Filtration, 3 point. Filtration, the solution for large volume parenteral shall be filtered through a non-fiber releasing sterilizing grade cartridge membrane filter of nominal pore size of 0.22 microns for aseptic filling, whereas 0.45 micron porosity shall be used in terminally sterilized products. Next is a second filtration using another 0.22 micron sterilizing grade cartridge. Membrane filter shall be performed immediately prior to filling. That's why I said twice this process has to be done. Process specification shall indicate the maximum time during which the filtration system may be used with a view of pre-including microbial build-up to level that may affect the microbiological quality of the large volume parenterals. Okay. Okay. Now we are moving to sterilizing procedures. Autoclaving, first thing we will discuss autoclaving. Before any sterilizing process which is adopted, it's suitably for the product and its efficacy in achieving the desired sterilizing condition in all each part of the load pattern to be processed. It should be demonstrated by the physical measurements and by the biological indicators wherever appropriate. Okay. All sterilization process should be appropriately validated. This is first requirement, whether we go for autoclaving, dry heat, moist heat, any of the method. The validity of each process shall be verified at regular interval. This is important because the process, we are actually sterilizing the thing, but the process itself should be sterilized and documented, validated. The validation of that process is also important so that there is no chance during the process that your product gets contaminated. Okay. The sterilizer shall be double-ended to prevent any mix-up. Periodic bioburden monitoring of the product before terminal sterilization shall be carried out and controlled to limit specified for the product in master formula. The use of biological indicator shall be considered as an additional method for monitoring the sterilization. And two more important points here. There shall be a clean mean of differentiating sterilized and unsterilized product. Okay. It is an absolute criteria, we can say. If it is sterilized or not sterilized, there is nothing in between. Okay. So each basket, tray or other carrier or products or component shall be clearly labeled with the name of the material, its batch number and sterilization status. Okay, so now sterilization record shall be available for each sterilization run and may also include the thermograph and sterilization monitoring strips. Now moving to the second method, which is sterilization by dry heat. Each dry heat sterilization cycle shall be recorded on time temperature chart of a suitable size and appropriate equipment of the required accuracy and precision. Okay. The position of temperature probes used for controlling or recording shall be determined using the validation and wherever applicable shall be checked against the second independent temperature probe located in the same position. Chemical and biological indicators may also be used, but it shall not take the place of physical validation. Sufficient time shall be allowed for the load to ease the required temperature before measurement of the sterilization time commences. After the high temperature phase of heat sterilization cycle, precautions shall be taken against contamination of sterilized load during cooling. The process used for sterilization by dry heat, it shall include air circulation within the chamber and the maintenance of the positive pressure to prevent the entry of non-sterile air. So this is recommended for heat sterilization. Next is sterilization by moist heat. Okay, so what happens here? What we do actually, both temperature and the pressure shall be used to monitor the process. Okay, controlled instrumentation shall normally be independent of monitoring instrumentation and recording charts. So what happens that reading of independent temperature indicator shall be routinely checked against the chart recorder during sterilization period. The item to be sterilized other than products in sealed container, okay, shall be wrapped in a material which allows the removal of air and penetration of steam, but which prevents the recontamination after sterilization. This should be taken care of. No large volume parenteral is subjected to steam sterilization cycle until it has been filled and sealed. Right. So care must be taken to ensure that the steam used for sterilization of a suitable quality and does not additives at a level which could cause contamination. That means the steam which we are using should be of that quality that should not contaminate our product instead of sterilization. Next is completion, finalization of sterile product. Okay. Now what are the requirements? Completion and finalization. All unit operations and processes in the manufacturing of batch shall have a minimum time specified and shortest validation time shall be used from the start of a batch to its ultimate release for distribution. Okay, so here what we are doing, finalizing the sterile product. So container shall be closed by appropriate validation method. Containers closed by fusion, whether it is a glass or plastic, shall be subjected to 100% integrity testing. Okay. Filled containers of parenthood products shall be inspected individually for extraneous contamination or other defects. Okay. When inspection is done visually, it shall be done under the suitably controlled conditions of illumination and background. Okay. So containers sealed under vacuum shall be tested for required vacuum conditions. Now product container and closures. Okay, all the container and the closure intended for use shall comply with the pharmacopoeial and other special requirements. This is first point, and this is also very important, and this is very common, and you have to remember it. Okay, suitable sample size specifications, test method, cleaning procedure, sterilization procedure shall be used to assure the container closure and other component part of drug package which are suitable and are not reactive, okay, non-reactive, additive, absorptive, leachable, or presents any risk of toxicity to an extent that product's quality gets affected. Okay, so this should be taken care, because the parenteral manufacturing is itself a very sensitive and complicated process, dear students. Let me tell you this very clearly, that each and every step we have to ensure that your product is sterile, right from getting raw material to packing, filling, sealing, and completely the product is sealed and packed. This entire process needs lots of efforts to protect your product from any contamination, because we are directly this product is to be administered into blood circulation. So here uh, here we have to take, we must ensure that product is sterile. Okay, so and there are different sources of contamination, so you never know at what point or at what source, which source can contaminate your product. Even the sterilization process should be validated and monitored, that during the process of we are going for the sterilization and getting contaminated, your product gets contaminated during that process. So this things are very, very important. Okay. Next is plastic granules shall also comply with the pharmacopoeial requirements, including physicochemical and biological test. Okay, all container enclosure shall be rinsed prior to sterilization with water for injection according to the written procedures. Right. The design of closure container and stopper shall be such to make the cleaning easy and also to make an airtight seal when fitted with bottles. It shall be ensured also that container and closure chosen for a particular product are such that when coming in contact they are not absorbed into the product and they do not affect the product adversely. Okay, the closure, the rubber closure which we are putting on the vial, okay, if it gets contaminated, if it is also one of the source of contamination, you have to make sure that they should not come in contact. The closure and the stopper should be of such quality that substances are not to affect the quality of the product and avoid risk of any toxicity. Okay, if we are using the glass bottles, the written schedule of cleaning shall be laid down and followed. Whether uh, the bottles, uh, where the bottles are dried, are not dried after washing, that shall be finally rinsed with the distilled water or pyrogen free water, as in case may be according to the written procedure. Next is individual container of parenteral preparation or ophthalmic preparation shall be examined against black and white background for the presence of any particulate matter or any fine debris or any particulate fiber or any kind of the traces material or the foreign matter present. Okay, this is one of the quality control parameter for parenteral also, that the parenteral products must be tested for clarity. That means the solution which must be completely clear, transparent. Okay. Nowadays automated machines are there with the black and white background, so that the black against black background the white particles are visible, and against white particle the small or the black particles are visible. Glass bottles, okay, fine. Glass bottles, shape and design of the glass bottle shall be rational and standardized. Okay, glass bottle made up of USB type 1 and type 2 glass shall only be used. Rational means there must be a complete logic of using that particular glass. Okay, glass bottle shall not be reused. Before use, USB type 2 bottle shall be validated for the absence of any particulate matter generated over a period of the shelf life of the product. Next is plastic container. Preformed plastic containers intended to be used for packing of large volume parenterals may be molded in-house and one continuous operation through the automatic machines. We are talking about the large parenteral containers. Okay, the large volume container up to 1000 ml we are talking about. The plastic container which is used should be molded in-house. This step is to avoid any contamination, and in one continuous operation it is filled by using the automated machines. Blowing, filling and sealing operation shall be conducted in rooms conforming to the requirement is mentioned in table number 3 of item 3.10. The entry to the area which the operations are undertaken shall be through a series of air lock door system. Rubber stoppers, okay dear students, rubber stoppers are used for large volume parenterals and shall comply with the specific prescribed in the current edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia. So for that dear students, just refer the Indian Pharmacopoeia. Next we are moving towards the documentation. Now documentation is very important because documentation and the standard operating procedures for each product. It says us documentation means what you are doing with the product right from beginning to the end product. Okay, each and everything is documented, recorded. Okay, for the inspection also and for the further use also, whatever you say. Okay, serial number, name of the product, reference to master formula record, batch number, lot number, size number, date of commencement of the manufacturing and date of completion of the manufacturing. All these things are mentioned. Date of manufacturing and assigned date of expiry, date of each step manufacturing, quality of all ingredients, control reference number, pH of solution whenever applicable, time and duration of the blending, mixing, each and everything is documented. And next is filter integrity testing records, temperature, humidity, records of plate count, result of pyrogen testing, in process and bacterial endotoxin testing, bulk sterility, leak test record, inspection record. So everything is documented. Sterilization record, autoclaving, leach test record, load details, container washing records, total number of container, total number of container rejected, theoretical yield, permissible yield, actual yield, clarification for various yield in beyond permissible yield, reference number and details of reprocessing, names of all operators carried out the different activities, specimens of printed packaging material. Okay, the specimens, that means assemble, records of destruction or rejected containers, signature of the competent technical staff responsible for manufacturer and testing. So dear students, all these things should be written, documented. Okay, now these are the references. Just go through from the references. Okay. Now let me quickly summarize this module. So dear students, in this module we discuss, this is part 2. Special guidelines with reference to parenteral manufacturing. With reference to parenteral you can say, or you can say the sterile manufacturing products. Okay, so in this we discussed about water system, how it could, should be in the water system, the specifications, the limits. Okay, and we discussed the sterilization procedure, dry heat, moist heat, autoclaving, and how to keep the different records, and what are the requirements for container closures. So, and sterile manufacturing process also we discussed. So all these things we discussed. And dear students, this topic actually the guidelines, the recommended guidelines for the manufacturing of parenteral products. This is are as such guidelines taken from the standard document. I have also taken it from the standard document and represented you as just you to make you understand. Okay, so and I also understand that this topic is little bit like you might be thinking that how to recall all these things and how to write it down things. So what I suggest you that just go through from the modules, just go through from the references, and try making and try to write the point of each heading and subheading. Okay, and thoroughly read it twice, and then I hope and I believe that you will be able to write. Okay, so the points you will keep on remembering. Okay, point one, okay, point one, after that it was the point, after that it was the point, so that this is the only way to reproduce what you have learned in this module. So dear students, I hope you have enjoyed this module, guidelines for manufacturing of the sterile products. So stay tuned for more videos, and thank you so much for watching this video.